Hello everyone, I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you are interested in purchasing this book, I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below. Reuters.com recently published an article concerning the diesel gasoline taps are running dry. Diesel supply has become a global concern since sanctions against Russia reshaped the fuel trade and sent international inventories to historic lows. Importing countries are sizing up the risk of rising costs and supply running short as the industry shuts refineries for repairs or to cut carbon emissions. Global issues hit home here in the United States as we are likely looking at $10 a gallon of diesel in the third quarter of this year. Given that we are in the second quarter right now, we do not have much time left. But any mathematician or scientist will verify that there is a solution to every problem, which we will go over at the end of this video. You might be thinking that since you don't drive a Volkswagen or a diesel engine, the price of diesel gas does not affect you. Well, you would be very wrong. Heavy transport vehicles use diesel fuel. This means that transportation of your food, clothing, furniture, or whatever else that you have or want has to travel via a diesel-powered truck. If the price of fuel goes from $5 a gallon to $10 a gallon, you are looking at the cost of nearly all the things you purchase being double what you are seeing in the stores right now. Given that we live in a capitalist society that completely relies on people shopping and consuming products in order to continue as a nation, this creates not just a challenge, but a really huge problem. Everyone has to eat, but not everyone needs new furniture or clothing or tools or bedding or whatever else there is other than food. So while grocery stores likely will not see a hit during a recession, nearly all other stores will. If you work in an industry that is not food related and it relies on purchases made from individuals such as ourselves or companies, they may completely forego their purchases. This leads to your company not needing your services anymore until the economy recovers. This unfortunately leads to a downward spiral, because when you are unemployed, you are stuck with a bare bones budget, government assistance, and nothing beyond that, which leads to even more contraction with the economy. So what are we looking at? We are looking at a deep recession caused by the sanctions put on Russia, which was a political decision made by our leaders. I will say that again. We are looking at a deep recession, which was decided by our political leaders when they decided to put sanctions on Russia for the good of the people. The higher prices of diesel gas will be higher cost to regular gasoline as well, as many people that are able to use alternative fuels will do so by using regular gasoline. I'm not saying they're going to use regular gas in a diesel engine. That would be ridiculous, but they might get rid of their diesel driving cars and trucks and purchase a regular gasoline car instead, driving further demand on the current supply we have on standard gas. This rises the price of regular gas as well. I previously made a video talking about $12 a gallon of gas by 2025, and it's likely that the diesel doubling in price in the third quarter of this year, the price of regular gas will double as well. If you're already paying $4.50 for a gallon of gas like me, you might be paying $9 for a gallon of gas in the very near future. But as I stated before, there is a solution to every problem. Personally, I drive a small Toyota Corolla, but this stays in the driveway for the majority of my trips. I now only drive once a week for groceries or for anything that involves the transportation of Mister. The remainder of the time, I ride my e-bike, and I'm looking into purchasing an e-scooter as well. I strongly believe that electric bikes and scooters are going to have to be the way of the future. So let's go for a ride. See what I meant by the wind? Get an e-bike, spend the money. So I know that all you newbies are going to want to know, I drive an Eastman Nesta, and it goes up to 27, 30 miles an hour-ish. That might be too fast for some people, but it works fine for me. This one's got a 750 watt motor. I love you. You can get a smaller one that goes a little bit slower, has a little less range, if that works for you. And I'm also looking at getting a scooter. So not like a moped, like an electric scooter that does not require a license or registration or anything. But I just want to let you guys know what I have. I'll leave a link in the description for this, but I'm not necessarily saying that this is the right one for you. You know, just do your own research. And, you know, I think it's good to have a alternative form of transportation, and there are certainly cheaper options. This one's more than $1,500, but you can get them for like $500 on Amazon. I'll leave a link for a couple of scooters that I've been looking at, but I can't validate if they're good or not. But I'll leave some links for those on Amazon too, the ones I've been looking at. Anyway,